and what's happening, crazy creators? In this episode, we're going to be doing the new Zerple. This guy, that's right, and you're going to get to it. Or these guys, should I say. They're new little creatures from the older creatures in the new, the older book, but in the new book we got coming up, which is Erple People Buggy Ride, which is what we're working on this season. We have remade them, redesigned them, and we even put in new herbal creatures in based on some children at home. So if you know who you are, you lucky devils, I hope you enjoyed that. This is just part 1 of 4, guys. It's just split into 4 parts. You guys can have regular breaks, and you don't feel obligated to watch the entire thing straight away because it'd be almost 2 hours or something. So I break down step by step on how to do the Zerple and put it together. Sorry about the grass cutting. I'm going to let you go now. Get straight into the video. Remember, guys, part 1 of 4. Watch all of them to get the full experience. Okay, thank you. To start in the Zerple line, guys, setting up your Jimny is really easy. If I keep, oops, sorry for knock screen, my old Erple sort of tag going here, where I've got my spray paint, my basic 5, I have a blender in here. I still got the spines in here, but we don't need that for this one. You could take it out if you'd like, but you don't really need the blender either, but we do a little blend in just to start practicing that kind of thing. So these 2 as usual, my 2 favorites, it's just the spray gun and the airbrush and the basic 5. The blender is a good one to have in this if you want to do everything we're doing. We don't need the spines, but I'm just leaving there for now. And the thing we've added in here now are 2 stamps. One is a grass and one's a bush. Now if I go up into the presets and show you, right here, look, is stamp grass and stamp grass patch. Oh, not bush then. Good job I went and looked. Right, stamp grass patch and stamp grass are the other 2, and we use them for like the hair and things like that, little things to get away with doing that. So that's setting up Jimny, guys. Quick crack down the show. Hope you enjoy it. And for this project, then, the template we're going to use, you want to be opening up, will be, I think it's under design. Yeah, design templates, and then we're going to go with this 4x3. I'm only doing this because it's easier for me for sizing. If I'm doing this wrong and someone's noticing I'm doing something wrong and they shouldn't be going for these 4x3s, and let me know. I don't know. Maybe something to do with anything really. How many pixels there are in there? I don't know. If you see something wrong in what I'm doing, please let me know. But I'm going for this 4x3, and then click use as template. And then what should happen is you get a new template like this. Now, what I'm going to do with this one, guys, is I'm going to quickly go into saving it. Okay. So as today, we're going to be creating our new Zerple. Okay. So what I want to do is click. So you can click this little button here and save it. And for the first time, it'll come up as save as. Click wherever you're going to save it. So if it's going to be in pictures, put it in pictures. If it's going to be in something else, put it there. And I'm just going to write new Zerple, like new Zerple. Save that, and then this where it says, oh look, it says new Zerple here. Now I've got Zerple poster open here, which is what we're looking to create. So if you want a quick look, here we go now. Where's that? And this, I'm hopefully going to be showing you guys how to do this entire thing. This entire poster for yourself, and so you can make other posters, and you don't have to have Zerples on it. You know how to create the poster itself, make it look snazzy, and we do have a couple of videos. Okay, so let's get into this. So here we go with the new Zerple, and we will be starting with his eyes. Okay, so here we go then. So this just make sure my board is all set up now. So I've got it how I like it in 2 rows there. This side I like to bring it out just a little bit like that. I'm going to match my little box and have loads of room here for doing my folders and things. And now I've just got this space to work with. And so my 2 folders are open. I've got the Zerple that I've done already, you know, the design I want to look at, and then the one I'm going to be showing you to rebuild. So hopefully this works. So starting with the eye then, what we're going to do is we're going to have a white background to start with and go on to layer 2 and then go into black. And then you want a basic 5. Now yours should be set up something like this if you've looked at the pre-diagram before the show, but it should be set up something like this. What we're going to do is start with the basic 5 here and black, as I said, and then we're going to go to the larger size because we're just going to make the eye and then shrink it down to how we want it. Okay, so we're going to put black up there, and then we're going to change that straight to a white. And then we're going to bring the size down just a little touch. Now we're going to add a layer and then put it on so we can do this, because I want you guys to get used to this if you're not very good at doing the sizing correctly. Yeah? So don't you get frustrated, but if you can practice it and get good at the sizing, then improve your skill with it. So you know how people do that. Don't know what happened there. But really what I'm doing is I'm getting the eye guys to the edge so I can give myself a little black rim going around the eye.
Hello.
And then what I'm going to do then is add another layer. And then what we're going to do is this time we're going to get blue, like a light blue. And then we're going to get our circular shape here, our ellipse tool, and bring the sizing. Oh, I'm still on white, my apologies. I didn't change into blue there properly. Right, so you'll do that mistake and you'll know why. Right, so let me take that back because we don't want that. So I want that a bit bigger. So this is what I do just to size it. So I'm showing you what I do so you have, you know, when I'm kind of things I think, oh, is that right size? A little bit bigger than that. And that's about the size I want it. I want a little thicker than the line there. So because we've done it on another layer, it doesn't really matter. See if you can get it in the best you can, you know, have a good go there. And if you're going to reshape it, then you can just easily just reshape it so that it just goes inside the black, like so. Okay? Okay. Alright, get your hand off your mouth now. Alright, so we have something like that. Now we're going to add another layer. Shockingly enough. And then we're going to get our magic wand and select inside this blue, or this white area in here. And then we're going to switch to black again. So you can do it. Change to your brush, guys. And you can do it in there, you know, just click the back on your memory mill. And then what we're going to do is we're going to change it to the airbrush and then bring the opacity down to about 20, something like that. And we bring the size down to about 3/4, something like that. And what it does is it gives me a nice circle around that size. I can go around the outside of the eye, like so, creating a shape. Now what I've done there, I've done that a little too dark for you to see, right? But I don't want it that dark. I'm actually going to bring this down to about, and we'll try 10. Let's see if I'm happy with that. Right, that's something I'm happy with. So start again. Now remember, because I have this magic wand selection, it will not go outside these lines. So what I can do now is sort of like give it an edge in by keeping the edge of my eyeball at the center of my circle. And don't forget, don't worry about linking up. Unless you take your finger off and then put it back on, it doesn't really make it darker. So I'll show you that now. I'll just give it a little slight darkness here, a little extra darkness. That's because I took my finger off and I got that. Now, another thing you can do whilst here is you can take this blender tool, okay, and you can put it down to like 50% opacity and sort of like just try and take the edge off this a little bit. And that's what that does there. You know, you're sort of like blending the two together. And it just does it like a pen would do it, I suppose. You just have to take inside. You have to think to yourself, like, this is like a pen I'm supposed to be using. It's difficult, I know. But you can get a nicer feel like that. I like that. It's a new way showing you how to use the blender for now. So we're just gonna leave it like that. You can get much better. There's just so many different effects you can learn from other artists how to make that eye pop. I'm not going to be teaching that. One, I don't know most of it anyway. I'm a beginner myself. But two, I want to try and make this as simple as possible for youngsters and beginners, so they can, you know, they can get the end result the same as the rest of us through these easy tactics. And for those more advanced, go ahead and learn more advanced stuff. Right, so then we have the eyeball then, guys. So what I'm going to do is I normally leave this in layers. But what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to bring these together. So what I'm going to do is Control and E, then Control and E, and then Control and E. And then all them layers now are now one layer, which I'm going to rename the eyeball. Eyeball, done. Now the eyeball I'm going to stick within a group of Control and G. And that group I will call the eye. And another thing I want now on top of the eyeball, so if I add a layer on top of the eyeball, is now I need a pupil. So I'm just going to deselect what I selected before. And don't forget I can move that eyeball now as it is as one thing. And I'm not going to bother with all the shadings and stuff. It's one image. So the next part of this then will be doing the pupil. So for the pupil, what we want to do is we want to get a larger size. I think it's about 3/4 on this bar's size. Yeah, it's about that. And I'm going to go for that blue again. And I'm going to stick that down first. No, not because I've still got the blend on. And select basic 5, thank you. And then try and get the 3/4 again. That's a little bit bigger than I did last time, actually. That's about right. And then that blue, and then select. Now add a layer, and don't forget we do this in layers, guys, so we can correct ourselves and make, we're able to make mistakes and not feel so bad about it. And again, I'm just going to bring it down a little bit, but more than before. So I do want a nice thick blue one. So that'd be all right for me, actually. I'd probably a little bit less. Yeah, I like that. And then you put your black on top of that. Then add another layer, and this time I'm going to go with white. I'm going to bring the size down to halfway, a little bit more, probably about to the dots, and yeah, I like that. So I'm going to screw it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put around the 1 o'clock mark. If that's 12, then that'll be 1. And then for 2 and 3, I'm going to add a similar circle, but I'm going to make them smaller, like so. I haven't added layers for this, by the way. I've done it all on 3 on the same layer. Now I'm going to add another layer, and then sorry, we're keeping it white, but I want the I'm going to keep the brush. I'm going to keep the brush stroke, and the size we got now 3/4. I want it down from there a little bit, roughly where the second digit is after the point, if you can see there as a reference. And then around about, if this is 12 and this is 11, around about 11 o'clock mark. And I'm going to have the circle go halfway through the very first, I'm pointing at the screen again now, you can see, I have an arrow at the very first white circle. And what I'm going to do is that opacity is at 10. I'm just going to select that a minute. No, I'm going to go back. I'm going to give it 50. Okay, I'm going to do the opacity at 50. And it's because I don't have the basic 5 selected. Oh, lordy lord. So I go back to there. And I'm going to have this opacity at 50, and it's on white, and I'm going to select it, and yes, I got it. Right, that's what I want. And then I'm going to bring it down to the third digit, as you can see on my screen there. And what I want to do is just put a second circle in here, touching the edge here and touching the edge of this circle, and then just put it there. I don't know why. We're just doing new things, see how things look. It's supposed to look a little shiny or something. So with these, except for the eyeball now, I'm going to do what I did before. I'm going to merge them all. I'm going to push Control and E. And as it merges into the bottom, Control and E again. Then again. And that should get, if you go too far, Control and Z will take you back, or you undo history, right? And it's Control and E, unless, of course, you select and put merge with layer below, as you can see, Control and E. Right, so now we have a pupil. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen, we have our eyeball. So what we're going to do with this at the moment is we are going to shrink it down a little. Okay, not the background layer, the eyeball. And I'm using my shift key. I'm going to drag it in using my transform tool. And I'm going to bring it down to around about there. Just place it there, and then I'm just going to, I like to say switch it off, but what I mean is I'm going to hide it by turning the little eye icon off on the side here, so that we can't see it. And then I'm going to slip back on layer 1, and that's the eye, and the next part I'll teach you how to do the arm. Right, let's go into the arm then. Alright, so on layer 1 that we got there now, we'll just add another layer to that. And I'm going to bring this in. And what we're going to do is we're going to make an arm. So first of all, I'm just going to get a particular colour. So I've got my brush tool. And I think if it's red, around about here is normally like a skin colour that I find is very useful. I'm going to go for roughly that colour for this. But you can make your skin any colour. Do you know what I mean? Imagination is your tool. Use it well. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to. I need to make sure this is not 50%, and I'll make sure I'm on basic 5. And just for this, I'm just going to go halfway. Say no, 3/4. There you go, 3/4, and then I'm going to place a dollop there. Right. Now, skin color you can change at the end of it, but I'm going to stick with this one. I'm happy with that. Now, what I do normally with this is this is going to be the palm, so I'll resize it very slightly, and I'll change it, and this will be like the palm of the hand. So I call this the palm, right? And then on top of the palm, then I'll add a layer. Now this one will end up being the fingers, right? So what we're going to do is it's the same thing now. We go back to our brush, but we want it halfway. Right? This time we'll go halfway. And what I want to do is I want you to create some sort of finger using free swirl. So if we go 1, then add, and then 2, and then add, and then 3. And I've got like a little curve to it. Yeah. So we're going to add all these now into a group. So as Control and G for a group, and then we just place these up into the group. You can drag them up or use the arrows, you know, that kind of thing. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to name this finger. I'd say the length of the palm, it should be your finger. So if we get the finger, and don't forget now, you can turn the finger if you like, you know, nothing's going to happen. And you can see just by the box, if you can't see the finger, of course, because it's the same color, that when you resize it, resize the whole thing together, okay, by holding the shift key and resize it. And then just try and get the box, finger to match the box. Now, that's the kind of finger I'm after, is a rough finger that's roughly the size of the palm. So now I've got this finger, I need a few more. So all I'm going to do is copy the finger. And each time I copy, I'm just going to have a little control and move it to where I want it to go. So that sounds good. And then again, add another one. This time what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it horizontally, I'm going to say. And yeah, I'll do. And that actually is going to be the feet right there. All right, so what I do is a good thing for the foot, that is, for the time being. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this within all this. I'm going to put all this where it needs to go in a group. I'm going to put that up in the group and the other finger and oh no, I'm still going up here. Sorry, I'm sorry. The other finger and the palm. So just bring this down to where it should be, and then this can go up, and then palm can go up. There we go. Right, so all this in here now. What we're going to call this is the foot for now. Okay, I'll explain. And then what we're going to do is we're going to make a copy of that foot, and then we're going to turn this foot off using the line icon, and then copy the foot. We're going to put hand and rename it, and then we'll open the hand up, and this last finger, oh sorry, the top one we put there. Let's change that to more of a thumb type looking to grip sort of thing, like that, you know, grab it out like that sort of thing, that kind of thing. So we've got that going on, right? So that's a hand. So let's close the hand. That's a hand. So let's close the hand for a moment, and then let's just add a layer to the hand. And this layer we're going to add here is going to be we're going to use the line tool. And what we're looking for is a thickness for the arm, which is less than the palm, but more than the fingers, I believe. I forgot it. Right, so we've got our arm there, so we want this is the thickness under the fingers actually, so I'm going to go a little over. You don't always have to go with what I'm doing, yeah? You can make it just a little bit different each time if you choose to. Right, we're going to do that last little bit on another, but that's another one. That's the image I'm going to use. That's going to be his new arm. Okay, so we're going to put this then into a group, and then we're going to put the next layer and the hand in there, and we're going to call all this the arm. Now, with this arm layer, what we're going to do is we're going to right select it, and then we're going to go to layer style. And through layer style, we're going to put in a drop shadow for now, just because it looks cool. I like it. If you don't like it, take it out, but I like it. And we're going to bring this down to about 3. Okay, I think it's 3, and the opacity to 100%, and keep the color after you've selected stroke, of course. And when I select OK here, you see now you have a nice outline around the arm. Now later on, we're going to do a little shading and get that arm all looking spiffy. In fact, why not just do the shading now on the arm? I will do that actually. There we go. So what I'm going to do is just turn this FX off for a moment, and on top of this I'm just going to put one extra layer. I'm going to see if I've done that. I've gone back into the arm, and I'm going to select it all with the magic wand, and after doing that I'll select back my brush. I like the size I have there actually, just after the point there. And what I'm going to do is go to the airbrush and bring the opacity down to about 10. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and it's because I'm doing it with the same color. So I'm going to undo that and select black. There we go. So I do make mistakes like this all the time, guys, and hopefully you will, and you'll be able to see me make mistakes and go, oh, that's normal. Grazy's doing it. Right, so as you can see now, I've got a little shade going on here. I'm going to bring this down to the finger here, and I'm just going to put a little undershade on there. And then, oh, sorry, the fingers, yeah. I've lost info then, sorry, I do apologize. Phone gone off, so yeah, dopamine rush into my brain. Alright, so I'm going to make this a little smaller. You make it the size you want to, just to get in here. Really, just stick some shade, so you get a good feel for the shape. And you guys can do the same thing. You can make it as good as you want to make it, I want to say, or as bad as you want to make it. But what I really mean is you can put as much detail in as you want, or the least amount of detail. It really doesn't matter, it's your design. I think if I use this on the actual finger itself, so finding the finger that is on would be this finger. So if I go into this and add a layer here into this finger that I've just found, then I should be only able to, well, it's probably not. There we go. And you see how I'm highlighting the finger so it looks like it's in front of it now? Yeah, I like that. Right, so what I'm going to do is leave that there and then go back to this other one, and I'm going to try and make this finger just a little bit lighter there by taking away some of the shade I put there. These are some of the fiddly bits, guys, doing the shapes to get like the different shades to get some of the effects you want on fingers. And like I said, you don't have to do this. This is just a way that you can enhance your drawing to make it a little bit lifelike, just putting these little shades in there. It's good practice for you. You can always use Control and Z to go back off it or anything like that if you've gone a little wrong or anything. Okay, so anyway, that's the arm, and hopefully you can see the same thing now with the foot. So I switch the arm off and get rid of my select. The foot then can have a similar sort of thing put into it. So if you add and you want to put a shadow in, make sure you've got everything selected the way you want it. I'm going to do the size a little bit bigger to start this, and make sure you select with your magic wand so you don't draw outside the lines. Back onto my brush, and I should be all set to go. And there straight away I'm going to put a shade in the bottom there. I'm going to put the shade on the top here, ready for when the connection comes in place. And with this toe, like I did the last one, I'm going to find out which toe it is. it's this one, the original one, and inside that folder I'm going to add another shade, and I'm just going to shade that, because what I'm doing then is getting between the toes, so it looks cooler. And that's the shading done for the feet and arms as well. So that's eyes, foot and mouth done, and I mean, it sounds like some sort of disease, but I hope you're enjoying it, guys, and I'll see you in the next bit. Okay, Grazy Creators, I hope you're enjoying the show. This is the last part of part 1, okay? So this is part 4 series, 3 parts on how to do the new Zerple, and then 1 part on doing the poster background, okay? So 4 parts in total. This is part 1. Please tune into the other parts. Go check them out now as soon as possible if you can. But if you need a break or you want to pick this up again another time, this is why we have these little breaks in here. So guys, hope you're enjoying. Get on part 2 as straight as possible, as soon as possible, and we'll have great fun doing that as well. Cheers, guys. Well, I know what's happening. You just had a great show. At least I hope you have. I'm glad you've had this experience, guys, and I hope that you've enjoyed the show. It's a little difficult with someone like myself, I know, having autism and trying to do the show for you, but hopefully you've had a good insight to what I'm trying to achieve here, and that's to show you just some basics of doing digital art and what you can achieve from it. Things like this could be your achievements. Selling your own book for those to read, seeing all your art inside the book all done the way you want it. It's a beautiful feeling, and not just that, you can have it on t-shirts and all sorts of things. Now we're going to help you do that kind of thing, guys. If you keep watching, you will see it will get there eventually. Just stay here at a beginner level and keep trying and having good fun. Now, if you can support us and help in any way, shape or form by purchasing this book, maybe even ordering it from your local library, what that will do then, it'll give us bigger checks so we can send out to the kids in Tanzania. We're not in any need here, you know what I mean, other than the computers and everything we like trying to upgrade, but we'll do that on our own terms. Guys, thank you for watching. Hope you really enjoyed it. Don't forget all the links in the description below for everything, as well as on the screen that you've seen, and we really can't wait to see you back here next time, becoming the greatest Grazy creator you can ever be. Thanks all, peace.